Welcome back to Naturally Sprigs. As I am preparing my children's breakfast, I like to do a meal prep style of breakfast for my children. So I will make their sourdough pancakes and their uncured pork bacon in advance. So I'll do, for example, a week's worth or 2 weeks worth, depending on what's going on. Here you're seeing me cook about a week and a half's worth of uncured bacon. And this is the thick slice ones from Sam's Club. I love this bacon. And I love that it's uncured, so it doesn't have the nitrates and such, which are not really necessary. So there are other methods out here, but so I'm using this griddle that I have had for, oh my gosh, over 12 years. We actually got this griddle when we were first married. So I don't even know who bought this for us. If you're watching, thank you so much. This thing is a lifesaver. Now, I typically use my enamel coated cast iron, but for this type of job, I need to bring out the big boys. This is a non-stick. So I don't use a lot of non-stick, but in this case, yes. And just like that. And so I like to use a lot of the glass Pyrex bowls to store any meal prep items that I've done for the week. So like the bacon, at one point I was using a lot of Ziploc bags, but I went ahead and switched to these since I already have it and it's cheaper. So I do half of the batch at a time. So this is roughly 2 pounds of bacon, thick cut sliced bacon. And like I said, it tastes amazing, and it tastes way different than the standard bacon that you would normally eat at a restaurant, or the ones with the nitrates in it. Oh my gosh, this tastes way better. And you don't need a lot of it too, because it does have that salty taste, at least for me, because I don't eat a lot of heavy salt foods, so I don't need a lot of this. And most of the time it fits pretty good. Sometimes, depending on how they sliced it, I do have to kind of squeeze it in. So in the meantime, while waiting for this bacon to cook, I had to fix myself some hot tea because I was coming down with a cold. It's just one of those things. So I'm having a Good Girl Moonshine heated up from Trim Healthy Mama. It's typically a cold drink, but I heated it up. And I'm adding baobab powder to it and cayenne. So I want the warmth of the tea in addition to the cayenne, which adds extra heat. And if you didn't know this, when you have a cold, your body kind of gets cold. It's kind of one of the reasons why they call it a cold. It's kind of like it becomes damp, your body. So what I want to do is heat my body up to help fight off the cold. And it's nice and hot. Oh yeah. Yeah. Got me right in the back of the throat. It'll help knock out any sore throats that's trying to start, which is great. So here I am again, flipping the second batch of bacon. I just want to get it mostly fried. I don't want it too crispy because during the week, in the morning, especially when I'm warming this up for my children, these will go about 2 to 3 slices. They'll share between those. It'll go in the microwave, and any little pieces that did not cook thoroughly will cook in the microwave. So I'm not worried about that. And I like my bacon just a little bit, bendy. I don't like it too crispy. So those are starting to look really good. I'm just gonna go ahead and add them to the first batch. And they should all fit in here. Actually, pretty perfectly, actually. Okay. Well, that part is done. Now, what I like to do before either moving on to cooking something else or just at the end of cooking bacon, I just put it down the little chute that comes with this griddle, and that's where all the stored fat goes that I'll save for later. Now I'm going to cook the sourdough pancakes that I make for my children. I'll let this ferment for about 24 to 36 hours, sometimes a little bit longer, depending on what I have going on. So I'm just kind of letting you see its consistency. I like to make mine kind of thick, so I don't really follow the directions to the letter because I'm looking for a different type of consistency. And like the original recipe asks for baking powder and baking soda, I don't put that in mine. I don't see the need to do so. So what you saw me grab was coconut oil that I keep stored on top of there over my oven. And because of the warmth of the kitchen during the filming of this video, it's already melted, so which works out great. And I'm just brushing it on. In each batch of pancakes I make, I will brush on more coconut oil. I like using coconut oil for like sweet things because it just adds to it. Now, if it's something savory, I typically won't use coconut oil unless it's refined, because refined coconut oil does not have that coconutty taste. So these are the miniature pancakes you may have seen me post on social media that I make for my children. Sometimes I'll use the pancake batter, I'm gonna call it dispenser. You've seen them where you put the batter into this little bottle and then you kind of squirt it out. Sometimes I'll use that, other times I'll just use a spoon, so it all works out. It's just if I use the other item, you know, they are pretty much perfect circles, but if I do it this way, they're not perfect circles, but it's fine. They taste absolutely amazing still. So sometimes I'll singe my fingers doing this. I don't have grandma fingers yet. You know, they can stick their hands in hot water, that's fine. So just like with the bacon, I do store these in another glass container. This one is not Pyrex, but it's good. Not as strong and sturdy, but it still works well. This is a lock top glass container that I store food in as well. So even though I have more batter to cook, I'm going to call it quits for tonight because I am not feeling that great and I don't want to overdo it. So I will cook the rest of the pancakes tomorrow morning, and that's it. Thanks for watching.